Working hard or hardly working? If you've ever had the pleasure of working one of the most exciting jobs ever, then welcome to the amazing world of retail. Clean up on aisle 7. If you know someone who personally has worked for several months or currently works in retail, you should tell them how much you appreciate them for all they've had to put up with, even if they've developed a wall from all the negativity that comes with the job. What's that? You don't know anyone who's worked retail during the pandemic? Yes, you do. You know me, so I expect a thank you in the comments down below.
You get nothing!
Look, all I'm saying is to show appreciation towards me, those that have worked in customer service, because we get to meet a variety of people, some of them crazy. Underpaid, overworked, and stressful are the words that commonly are used when viewing the work life of a retail employee. I didn't have to worry about this issue because I only worked the weekends and the pay wasn't bad. I would have worked more, but I wanted to focus more on growing my side projects since that's something I've been wanting to do with my life. I didn't want to feel like I was forever stuck in one place. I wanted to venture out and try new things and explore new possibilities in life. And that's not me admitting that where I was bad. But when you pretty much work in the same place for over 4 years, you tend to want to try and get a new mode of existence. I respect my managers because I've been able to have these conversations with them about my future goals. I genuinely think I was fortunate that I didn't have the stereotypical blood-sucking vampires that people make parodies about and that determine whether or not you have income. Tiffany, I know you need to pay off your student loans while at the same time take care of your 3 children, and I know you've been having issues ever since Evan left you. So I'm putting you down for Veronica since she called out, right? If you're a manager that does this, then no! Bad manager! But back to my managers, I remember there was a lady who I guess didn't like what she bought, so she brought it back to the store to be returned, but lo and behold, the age-old issue, she paid with cash and didn't bring her receipt.
I want to speak to the United Nations! Oh my gosh. I'm gonna slide you. That's what I'm gonna slide you.
For those of you that are too young to understand, if you don't have a receipt, there's no way to backtrack how you paid for the item. And if you paid for it with your card, then usually they could find the transaction within the system. Without a receipt or you using a card to pay for your transaction, they'd have to take your word for it. So obviously, they're not just gonna say, well, I guess you're not happy with it. Here's the whole register, please take it. Have a great day. It doesn't work like that. When our managers explained that to her, and no joke, my brain completely froze when she said, I don't think I'm being treated like a customer. Can I see your manager? Crazy moments like this are rampant in customer service industry. And I know that situation was pretty tame, but please, if you have any horror stories to share, please tell me in the comments down below. I had worked retail for over 4 years, and when it was my turn to actually be put in the shoes of a manager, my God, it was interesting watching people lose it, primarily because the job I was required to do at the store was to stop people and offer them a mask if they were coming into the store and didn't have one. And man, there were some colorful responses. The part I found funny was when we were given a questionnaire that all you had to do was say no to all the questions, get your temp check, and you can go into the store without a mask. And still, people were like, but my freedom, brother. I wish I could pull these people aside and tell them, look, my personal view on the matter isn't really a factor because you can tell me all the grievances with this process, but someone else will be here tomorrow to tell you the exact same thing I'm saying. This is stuff that comes directly from corporate, and regardless of what happens from this interaction, they're not going to go against the mandate due to the financial repercussions of the government coming down on them. So, if you can save me and use some time and frustration and just answer these questions on the sheet, you can go into the store, no problem, get no pushback, get your groceries, and not have to burn gas going somewhere else to possibly run into the exact same situation you were running into here. We'll both save ourselves a headache. But my freedom, brother! There's just some customers you can't reason with, no matter how professional or polite you are. And that's a tough pill to swallow because I legitimately want to help them. But while you're dealing with those type of people, you also have these minor inconveniences that can happen. For example, I can't tell the amount of frustration I used to have when the registers were working slowly, and it wasn't until recently that I figured out why they would lock up. So our managers wanted us to be quick when it came to ringing up customers for obvious reasons. When you ring up a barcode and it already have the next item ready to be scanned, the register would lock up since it hasn't finished scanning the previous code. So you had to remove the item from the scanning area and wait for the light to change to green from red before continuing the transaction. I like to think that there was a little man on the inside who's as bitter as an old man living alone with his cat, forever being spiteful towards me no matter which register I was on.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not done processing this item yet. You think you can just throw items across my lane and expect me to read H. radicchio with perfection? Get that out of my sight now. Yeah, that's right. This is my lane.
I want to go home. One time right before closing, we had this customer that came right to the register with some vanilla Oreos, and I was there to try and help bag the items and ask him, oh, also there was this guy who was ringing this up, and for the protection of this person, we'll call him Keenan. Would you like a bag for your cookies? No bag needed for tonight. I then went to finish up closing responsibilities, and when I came back, I couldn't believe what I heard. Hey, you remember that last guy you offered a bag for his Oreos? Yeah. He told me that he's filing a report against Half Snacks since we're only supporting the black community, and not the red and yellow one as well. Isn't that a self-report to say that? Working retail is far from the worst thing that you can do with your time, but dang, is it taxing at some points? And if it's not physically taxing, it definitely can take a toll on your mind. Again, if you know someone in retail, take a moment to tell them how much you appreciate them working through the pandemic. I guarantee you it will more than likely help lift their spirits and possibly even brighten up their day. So no need to panic if you can't find a retail employee. I am here and await your praise on my throne of approval and insecurity.